Hey, so apparently nobody thinks that Jeff Saturday is capable of doing the job. I shouldn't say nobody, but everybody's whining and crying, either due to his color or due to the fact that he has no coaching experience in either the college or NFL. I honestly am surprised that everybody that wants to say something bad about him isn't happy for him. How many people get an opportunity like this? If you just want to, I mean, this is worse than high school. It's kind of like I picked the wrong person for my basketball team and the right person's sitting out. I mean, come on, man. Seriously? This is not grade school, you know, play yard. I mean, come on. Seriously? Enough complaining about him having the position. He got it. Quit laughing about the fact that you don't think he can do this job. I mean, nobody knows what he's capable of. And I don't know if it's because everybody's scared of what he's capable of, what this might mean if he is a great coach, if he excels, what that might mean for all the other teams and the owners. I don't know what's going on here. You know, everybody's sorry because, or everybody's frustrated that's complaining about it because he got a position that everybody else thinks that somebody else either should have gotten it or they should have gotten it. So I'm not quite understanding this. There's people complaining that has nothing to do with the position. I mean, what is the issue here? I don't get it. I'm kind of just, I don't understand it. Why are you trying to put somebody down that's just trying to do better? The Colts flop. At this point in time, it doesn't make a difference. He is not the permanent head coach of the Colts football team. He is the standing in, temporary, for the season coach. This is either a learning position or a learning situation for everybody across the league on what could happen if it goes bad, or what could happen if it goes good. And if it goes good, it's more of a, let's see what we got in these other players, or that these ex-players that are fairly smart and have some sort of push or thrive to do something. Why complain about somebody's life when it improves? This isn't news. This isn't making news. This isn't selling news. This isn't getting, your videos watched. I mean, if it is, it's a lot of negative comments. This should be exciting. I mean, hell, honestly, I would love to see Peyton Manning get that position. I think Peyton Manning would have been a better coach. He didn't get the phone call. But am I upset about Jeff Saturday getting it? Hell no. Hell no. Jeff Saturday, good guy, and he's up front. He tells you how it is. And honestly, hell, if our president spoke like he did and was straight up honest and quit giving the bullshit and the runaround, I mean, hell, I would love it. So what's the issue here? I don't get it. But nevertheless, Jeff Saturday's in the position he's in. People, please quit putting the man down. Give him a shot. He hasn't even had his first game yet, and everybody's complaining or laughing about it. So let's see what happens. I mean, what's the worst that happens? You're right, and he, falls on his face. And let the man walk away. At least he tried. But nevertheless, Of course, I've got some videos to show at the end of this. Some examples, well, one in particular of somebody complaining, and I'm not going to mention any names. I want you to watch it. So, and then we have interviews of some of the players and the coaches about Jeff Saturday's coming in and being the coach. I mean, hopefully everybody's speaking with what they actually, with their mind, they're actually speaking the truth, which it sounds like they are to me for the most part. I'm excited for this new journey. These 8 games that we have left, I'm excited for it. I don't really care if we lose or not. I really don't. I want to see an improvement. That's all I want to see. I want to see some fucking football being played, and I want to see it played well. I don't want to be trash. So I'm excited for these 8 weeks. Whether we win or lose, it is what it is. But come on, guys, let's get off this man's, get off this man's back. I mean, he says he's got some big ass shoulders. He can carry it. But seriously, that doesn't mean you have to test it. So anyhow, like, subscribe, and wait until after this video, because there will be some interviews at the end. So enjoy. Have a good day. Thank you.
Times change. We still have a job to do on Sundays, and right now our job is beating the Raiders.
First team meeting with Coach Saturday yesterday, first practice under your belt. Your first impressions working with him?
I love his energy. You could tell he truly cares about this organization. I mean, obviously, being here for so long, I mean, he just cares about not only the people in here, but the organization as a whole, and he wants this organization to succeed. So being able to feel that from the first meeting, it says a lot. And then, of course, out on the practice field, you can tell he has passion, and you can tell he just wants us to continue to work every day to get better.
Practice field, you got back out there yesterday. How are you? Coach Saturday, first team meeting yesterday, first practice with him, immediate impressions.
Oh man, his energy. Yeah, he has great energy, and for a guy, especially me, who brings a lot of energy, and for him to come in with as much energy that he has, and holding guys accountable, then go out to practice and see what pace he wants everybody at, and it's amazing, especially for a former player too. So now he understands, the player side, coach side. So it's kind of great to kind of have that. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
You've been a head coach before. I would assume that's another aspiration to do it again. Your unit's playing well. When Jim Irsay fired Frank Reich, did you think I might have a chance to be the interim? And what was your reaction when it went to Jeff Saturday?
No, I didn't think that. I think it's just because, Frank means a great deal to me. In the short time we've been together, very grateful for him. He taught me multiple things in a short period of time. Not only leadership, but just the discussions we had offensively and defensively, and we have grown because of our discussions. So I think when it took place, your heart was heavy because of that. Not really, now what's going to take place. I think it all kind of stung us for a day or so. Now, then it was Jeff Saturday. And, Jeff didn't do anything wrong. He's coming into a situation where he's excited. And I think then after kind of going through it, then it became, we're excited for him. He's coming in here and he's going to have some new ideas and new ways of doing things. And you're kind of excited to see that part of it and see how it changes and how we adjust to it. And, so your emotions go more in that phase than thinking about, should I have been it, or, I don't know. You try to, just like we talked about last week, you just keep going. And our focus is on trying to make sure everything we do, we help our players get better. And sometimes it's not just scheme. Sometimes it's just battling through a situation like this. Questions at all.
Next question, you said that you didn't think you would be the interim. I guess why? I mean, your resume obviously is 4 years as a head coach in the league.
Well, I can say last year the same type of situation occurred, and at the Raiders they decided to go with Rich Bisaccia. And the cool thing about that was Rich is a leader of men. He was great. But the advantage of that was he was a special teams coach, so he knew offensively, defensively, he knew every player, and they knew how he was going to be in the room. So there was no transition, like, hey, the offensive players know him, but the defense players don't. How is he going to be? I got to build a relationship with this guy. Well, they already had one. He was the special teams coordinator. So, that part of it was, always, that was probably an asset in that situation. Well, this year we chose to go with Jeff Saturday. Here's a guy that's coming in that really no one has in-depth knowledge about what he is. But because of his involvement with the organization, he's been around, and a lot of guys do know him. Know him for what he's brought to Indianapolis, what he's brought to the Colts, how he was as a player. So I feel like the players really have a good understanding of who he is and what he's all about and his mindset. It's not like someone they don't know or never heard of. He's been a big, important part of this organization. So that part they're hanging their hats on. And he came in the team meeting. I give him credit. That's a tough situation to come into a team meeting and address the team. And, Jeff loves Frank. And, and here's some players are wondering what's going on. And in my personal opinion, I thought he was outstanding. It wasn't a lengthy meeting. He was to the point, but you could feel his enthusiasm. You could feel his strength. And, I thought he did a great job with it. And the players, I think, drew to him immediately.
Would you like
thing out?
I have no idea if Saturday is going to be good or not. But if he was bad at press conferences, that would say a lot of bad things about his TV job. Like, he literally talks for a living. If his
Not anymore.
Well, I mean, it's basically what he does now anyway. But, if his press conferences sucked, you'd be like, well, what was he doing over there at whatever show he was on, right? I mean, so he should be good. It makes sense that he's good. And I don't know that it matters at all because, giving speeches in the locker room is about 0.01% of what you do as a head coach. I think he sounds good. It's, still in a position where he should probably not be there, given all the other talented people who are actually coaches. But I would say his press conferences sound good.
And everything they did personnel-wise. But, Mayock's another good example. Mike is a great guy. We both know him really well from working with him at NFL Network, and a good evaluator of talent. But there's so many other things that go with that job just on the front office side. On the evaluation side, It's about running your meetings. It's about having a plan for where your area scouts are going to be. It's how you go through the pre-draft process. Plucking him just set him in such a – basically he wanted to be a college scout. He could still evaluate players, but all those other things weren't really what he was about. And coaching, in my opinion, is so much harder because of all the other aspects of that job and the way that you have to manage the players. I mean, is the GM, unless you're cutting the player or signing him, you're probably not super involved. Now, if something goes wrong, whatever. But on the coaching side, you're involved every single day. It's wild to me when you have somebody hired directly off TV. And granted, I would say Jeff Saturday and Mike Mayock both more qualified than me or you to take that job. But it's a lot easier to sit here and talk about things that went wrong and what you would do differently, or getting a call from your boss or your future boss saying, hey, how would you fix this? I don't know. Tell them to block better. All right, you're hired. That's basically what happened here with Jim Irsay hiring Jeff Saturday. Yeah. I don't know how you translate one to the other, especially when the locker room, quite frankly, no offense to Jeff Saturday, but I don't know that 90% of the guys in that locker room know who he is.
Saturday saying that, I've seen successful GMs and Jeff Saturday saying that, I've seen successful GMs and
coaches,
I've watched coaches like, okay, cool. You also had Peyton Manning, but whatever. Watch people be good. That is not the same as actually doing it. We'll see what happens. Maybe he gets to prove everyone, including me, wrong, but I'll stop talking.